I was thinking about this last night. First, let me welcome you to the Distorted Dialogue podcast on the Metal Institute of Thrashology. We got Pete Angelo, Metal Pete the comedian.
Oh, thank you for having me. I am always happy to talk metal.
Hell yeah,
Honestly, more
man.
than comedy.
Sick ass shirt too. I was just listening to Chaos AD yesterday.
Dude, I was so excited for that they were going to be playing it in its entirety, only to find out I'm going to be in fucking San Francisco when they're in fucking Texas. I'm like, god damn it. The
Yeah.
downside when you start like when you start like getting booked more, you're like, I'm traveling and I missed the fucking shows I want to see. But it's pros and cons, I guess. It's like, oh, cool, I get to travel and do comedy.
We
Oh
have
well,
a
I have to miss a show once in a while.
we have a venue in Pittsburgh. It's like a record store. They have two record stores and like three venues inside of a church, and they cater to metal and punk, like subgenres and everything. And so they
Oh,
bring
that's
in
sick.
like a legendary band every night of the week. So like you can't go to like 7 days a week. I got kids, man.
Too many. That was like I remember there was like four tours coming through like Texas, but they're all coming to San Antonio like the same week, and I was like, this is I can't do this. It's too many. Stop it.
I'll have to send some Texas bands over to you I've been working with.
Oh hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So how did you get into comedy and how'd you get into metal?
So comedy, I was a guy I knew from my hometown was like performing at a local comedy club. I met the guy who was running the show, and I started talking to him. And then I was like, can I help out? I'll work the door. So I just like started working the door at like local dive bar comedy shows. And then I was always a big stand-up comic fan. I love stand-up comedy. Never thought I could do it, but he saw I was such a big fan. He put me on a flyer to perform, and then that way I couldn't back out. Like
Yeah.
people knew I was coming, and I did it, and I just like it was 10 years ago. I just kept at it, never really thinking it was going to go anywhere, and then somehow I tricked everyone into thinking I'm success. I don't know that they should listen to me, but I don't know. I've always joked that I oopsie daisied my way into comedy, and it's going well and just keeping at it and just having fun. As far as metal goes, man. So my dad was a drummer, but he was like a big like Tower of Power, Steely Dan. He liked Rush, but he definitely showed. We were listening to like the local radio rock in Connecticut, and it was like AC/DC, and there's Sabbath. And then I feel like one of my friends in the neighborhood, I would hang out with him and play like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I think was a big force behind it. That's I think I like my early memories of hearing like Motorhead or Bad Religion, and then as I got older, it was like the new metal era. So a lot of movie soundtracks, new metal. I was into that. AOL music, you'd put on one song, and then it would just, the flip to the next one, and then people I knew started giving me heavier and heavier stuff. So I feel like I specifically remember like eighth grade hearing Slipknot for the first time, and I think hearing Duality was like a really pivotal moment because I feel like that's like one of the first like really really heavy songs that kind of had a mainstream traction to it. And as far as I can remember, I would pinpoint that as being like where my musical taste like really started to shift and liking heavier things. And at first, I like when people showed me like even things heavier than that, I couldn't totally get into it. But as I got older, my taste got heavier, which I noticed a lot of the opposite. People I've met, they're like, "Oh, I liked it when I was young, and then I couldn't handle it as I got older." Or my taste was complete opposite. The older I got, the crazier I got, the more I got into death metal in my 20s or like 18 to 20 when had made new friends who showed me, different stuff. Like my friend made me a Revocation album, like Burn Me a Revocation album. I heard that, for the first time, and I was like, holy fuck! And that's when I started digging more. Because it's wild, like as much like that's what's been cool. I think the cool thing about internet is that I always say that as much as streaming and music sharing on the internet hurt a lot of music genres, I don't feel like it hurt metal as much because they weren't making tons of money on albums in general. The bands weren't big enough. Metal always survives because the fan base is so hardcore about it and are going to come out and continue coming out and give merch and buy the records on their own. So I feel like of all that's why like glam metal and grunge I feel like aren't really as much of a thing. But metal, sure, it never got like maybe became like this huge monster thing, but it never had to. It got its size and then remained it. And I feel like it's only been helped grow by people being able to share it. You didn't only find out about it because you had an older brother who was into it or that local in your neighborhood. You can now be some kid who had no connection to it and find it through the internet. And that helps because, again, metal fans, we don't have the big backing of major media. So we are the ones fueling it. We're the ones doing it. And that sustains. The other ones don't.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I started this. I sort of like you. I con people into thinking I know what I'm doing. And next thing you know, I'm talking to bands, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
I
think I
got
just
it.
started wearing I just started wearing like the shirts on stage because like that's how I dress and that's like I'm just gonna be me. I wish I could talk about them on stage more, but most of the comedy fans aren't necessarily privy to metal, so I have to like pick and choose what I talk about. I wish I could just like do entire sets about metal, but maybe one day when I'm bigger and like people are just there to see me, I can just go crazy and talk about bands.
So does like metal inspire your act at all? Or
I mean, not all that much.
okay.
At least right now, I do as much as I love talking about it, and when I can find ways to incorporate it and describe it to like the everyday person who might not be a metalhead, I try to. But I say most of my act now is very driven by my personal story in life and my coming out, my dealing with the misconceptions of being like a queer person and presenting the way I do. Because like anyone can because people can look at me and people already have stereotypes in their head, so I can play with that, tell the stories that it's brought me, and if I can somehow mix metal into it, I try to. Again, that's why like my Instagram and my socials I talk about metal a lot because that's where I can find like-minded people, those audiences, and the people I can talk about it with because like that's the most fun to me is talking about it.
I know I clicked on your video because I saw like once it was a gate creeper shirt. And I
Yeah,
was
as
like,
I'm wearing.
yeah, I was like, fuck, dude, I gotta check this out for sure. And next thing you know, I'm watching your shit.
Yeah, and like those guys, and because of that, like I'm friends with those guys now,
Yeah.
just because like people shared it around, tagged them, they saw it, and like yeah, and they're sick dudes. They're so dope.
Oh, dude, your Texas metal scene is like sick, man. It's just
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I checked out like I went to see Summer Slaughter last week and I saw like Fugitive and
Fugitive is so sick. Fugitive
oh
is
man,
so
like they
good.
blew my mind. And I'm getting to see Power Trip later in the year too. So
Yeah,
I'm
and
really
I
stoked.
just saw them. I saw them when I was back in New York over the summer when they did one of their reunion shows. It was awesome.
Yeah,
It
I
was so good.
imagine that album Nightmare Logic is probably one of my favorite ever, you know? And
100%. It's like a legendary. I think it's like a top tier record,
hell
and
yeah.
always will be.
Now, does your boyfriend listen to metal too, or
Um, some. Um, it's like always. I never try to force it on anyone I'm with, but like if they like some of it, but yeah, he's got pretty ranging taste.
I feel bad. Like I'll be sitting at dinner with my wife, and I'll have like some days I get sent like 20 different songs I have to listen to. So I'll be like at dinner listening to like Behemoth with the kids. Like, do we really have to listen to like God is dead at dinner? And you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
we do. So,
Are they like are your kids like 'cause obviously you don't want to like force on them, but obviously you want them to like it. Like
yeah.
what's your approach to that?
My oldest kid, I think, hates it. She's 13. She
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
ballet. She does
teenage
ballet.
girl.
But she listens to like a lot of like, I don't mind it. Sabrina Carpenter and
Hmm.
Tate McRae and stuff like that. But my younger one, she's 10. She likes like Alex Skolnick, Ola England, uh,
Oh, okay.
like some Testament. Not too heavy, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love Testament. I made the internet furious at me like a year ago. I did my buddy's podcast. My buddy is a comic, Brendan. A podcast called "Disturbing the Priest," and I made this statement about how I feel that Testament had stayed more consistent and of putting out solid music more so than any of the big four because I felt in the last 20 years their albums were better than all the big fours. Whew, woof, did people come at me with fucking pitchforks about that? I was like, they're like, you're not the big four. They never listened to me. I'm like, that's not what I'm fucking saying, you lunatics.
so
I'm just
everybody
saying
gets.
they've been real consistent.
I can't take Metallica. I'll be honest. I can't. And
Ever?
Ride the Lightning. I could do Ride
Yeah.
the Lightning. But
I still love. I still like the first few albums. I love Kill 'Em All. But I mean, Slayer is my favorite of the big four.
okay, yeah, I don't know. I think I'd have to maybe pick Megadeth over them, but it would be like 99 versus 98.
Yeah, as much because I mean, like I always consider like Rust in Peace as like such a top like untouchable album. But then I'll like, yeah, but who am I going to listen to more of? Like I listen to that, but I listen to like the first four Slayer albums
Yeah.
to a fucking annoying degree. And then I also like God Ages All, and I like
Oh, it's so
I
good.
yeah, like I still like I don't know, Slayer just does something for me that like none of the other ones do.
Slayer was like that. I remember as a kid, like I got suspended from school from wearing Slayer shirts and Megadeth. And so like to me, it was like I was probably in like seventh grade maybe, and like they were suspending me, and then you were like, I gotta listen to this because it's now evil. I'm getting
Yeah,
suspended.
oh sure.
This is what I want.
It just adds to it. It just makes them. It's like, especially when you're young, like the mystique of the evilness of bands. Like I, it's so funny. As I get older, I think about how much. Like that's one of the things I miss is about when you're like younger and you're first like when like I first discovered Slipknot and they were like the most. It's like, oh, this is a bunch of horror movie monsters playing fucking music, and I'm like, this is the best. Like I miss that feeling of like when a Slipknot t-shirt was like the coolest thing to me, or like it was
Yeah.
so edgy and scary. And now it's like I joke like now Slipknot's like, oh, I want to relax and wind down. I'm gonna listen to Slipknot. But I still love their music. I still think it's fucking great. I absolutely adore Slipknot. But like part of you just like misses that like ooh like when I first time I saw Slayer, I'm like Viva La Bam, and like I was like holy fuck like what the hell
Yeah. I
I always
remember
like miss that.
about a week ago, I have some back pains from like an accident. So I was going upstairs and I told my wife I was going to meditate and like, lay down, put some heat on my back and meditate. And I was like, what am I going to listen to? I was like, Nightmare Logic and follow it with Enforced. And that's what I meditate to. But
Hell
I
yeah.
guess relaxation's different to everybody, you
Oh,
know?
for sure. Like that's like absolutely. Like when I'm like just want to chill, like I'm gonna put on like heavy shit too. Like I don't just listen to like anything softer. It's like sometimes like there's a heavy riff is so like cathartic. It just puts me in like a good headspace.
Yeah.
Feel like it's angry, and you're like, no, I'm smiling. I'm having fun. This is like a good time.
For me, it's like I try to chase riffs like an addict would chase like drugs. Like if I don't
Yeah,
have my riff, I'm gonna get riff sick, and I need like
yeah.
2 days to like I gotta get it before like if
That's
I
a
throw some
that's a
country or some shit like that, I'll be throwing up.
yeah. That's a t-shirt right there. Riff sick.
Dude, I'm I'm gonna use that. I think I'm
You
gonna steal
should.
that. Put it in
You
your
said
fucking
it.
act.
Let's steal it. You said it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I guess
It's not
not.
stealing. You said it, man. It's yours.
Put that shit in your act, man.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man, but I can keep listening to Exodus. I think like I listened to like 20,000 minutes of Exodus last year, and it's just all like raping your wife, murdering people, throwing them in holes, like, and it just
Yeah.
is so like it just releases all that negative energy for me, and I feel
Yeah.
so
Once I
good
did,
when I hear it.
yeah, it's just like something about like singing along to it and just like really like just really going off. It's like great. Like yeah, like Exodus Tempo of the Damned is like that album makes me go
Favorite
fucking
album,
nuts.
dude.
It's mine. It's mine too. Um, and like I used to put that on like repeat over and over, and just like it just yeah, it just like this thing about like as much as it sounds like crazy to other people, it just makes you feel fucking good, which is what I love. In the same way, like if I'm like, it's funny when I haven't listened to metal for like a few, which rarely I don't miss a few days, but like that feeling of like when you're like oh when you get back to listening to it, or like a band puts out a new song, or like you discover a new band,
Yeah.
like that feeling is indescribable. Like that is one of the best feelings to me when I'm like, because like it just gets me hyped for life. Like, oh fuck, this band's putting out new songs. I can't wait to hear this. I can't wait to get lost in whatever this is or discover this band. Like that is the best feeling to me.
So that feeling you're describing is exactly why I started this. I was
Yeah,
like, I'm tired of like now that we have the internet, like I didn't have the internet when I was a kid. I'm
yeah,
old. But like when we had the internet, it was like now that we have it, I'm like finding these bands and like the woods of Venezuela, you know, and like
Yeah.
it's amazing how talented some of these bands are that are like undiscovered.
Yeah.
And so that was my thing. Like I'm getting all this music from all over the world now, and like now, like people started sending me advanced copies of stuff. So I'm like, this is awesome. I get like more metal faster.
Yeah.
And so like it's been nothing but a dream come true. And like, dude, it's just been so much fun over the last year. Like, I guess maybe like your music, I'll just keep rocking it until the wheels fall off.
Oh, 100%. Like I don't see myself like I've never been like felt like oh I'm getting tired of this like at all. Because like there's so like all right, say I'm listening to like a ton of thrash and then like all right, I'll change it up. I'll listen to death metal. I'll listen to hardcore. I'll listen to like just like
Yeah.
hard rock. It's like I don't know. There's just like so much to enjoy. And I just and when I you find that band that like hits like a groove in the way that just like speaks to you that you like just don't get tired of it. That you
Yeah.
can just listen to it like over and over and it just like always feels good.
It's cool now because like you can get the statistics from your listening habits. And so
Yeah.
I can see like how much of an addiction I have and like how much I listen to this one song per month over and over. And you're hitting like the 40s. You're like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I always feel weird too. Is like I'll get a new song come out and like I'll just fucking listen to it on repeat. And I'm like, man, my end of the year is gonna look insane when it just says I've listened to this song 8,000 times in
Hell
a
yeah.
row.
It's good. You have to. And that lets
Yeah,
other people
yeah,
know, you know?
yeah.
So
And
like
that's
when
just
you
like, yeah, I love sharing it. Like I love, I don't know, just it's just like so much fun to post about it and have other people be like hyped about it. It's just like one of my favorite things to get hyped about.
yeah, dude, I'm right there with you. And that's like, again why I started this. But like when you get to go on stage, like, do you have to like get over nerves and pump yourself up? Do you have like a song you listen to? Or I guess now 10
Honestly, like
years, it's probably different, but
I would say it varies from show to show. There are some shows where I'm like, whatever. Like the show isn't gonna like I just go have fun, not a big deal. There are other shows, depending if I'm opening for someone big or it's a big show. You get nervous, but usually I will have like my headphones. I'll be sitting off the corner and I'll usually be blasting. I wouldn't say I have a specific. I think whatever like I'm currently into, that's what I'll go to. But I will listen to. It'll obviously usually be just some type of metal. Like and I'll throw on like a mix. Like I'll just go to like Gatekeeper mix or just like any heavy mix I have, and just let those ones keep playing. Like I've listened to the new Malevolence a lot, or listen to Spirit World a lot. Like those bands, I'll go and kind of hype myself up a little bit.
do like is there other comedians out on the road that are into metal or
Oh, there are definitely plenty. There are a lot. I suppose I feel bad like that. I get attention as like a metal comic because I'm like I don't know if I deserve it. There's so many other comic like I mean my buddy Neil Rubenstein is a big like metal and punk and hardcore guy. He's working amazing. My friend Bailey Pope is super into it. Nick Dees out of Richmond.
yeah.
God, I mean, I love meeting other comics who are like into it. I love like talking to them about it. Like there's I'm just so many more. But like um, there are, and it's cool because like there's so many people you're friends with in comedy that like you would probably not be friends with if it wasn't for comedy. Like you have nothing in common. So when you come across like the other metalheads in it, we sort of just like kind of glue ourselves together.
Yeah.
And like they're the ones we kind of talk to and hang out with and just like get excited about bands or send each other texts of bands. Because it gives us something other to talk about than other than comedy. Because you're in comedy, you're doing it so much and you're around all these comics, it's all we talk about, it's all we discuss. I'm like, I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore. Like,
Yeah.
we talk about it so much. Like, stop running bits by me. Did you listen to this album? Like, listen to this fucking album and let's get like just hyped about it or go to a concert. So I love when I can make friends with other comics who are into metal and just nerd out about something that we're not directly involved in. Like comedy is my job, so I have to kind of look at it that way a little bit. Metal, like, and I wonder if bands are feel this way about being in bands too. Like it's something I can just like have passion about and enjoy just because I have passion about it. Like, yeah, I have passion about comedy, but I still have to look at it from a business point of view too,
Sure.
and about getting myself both look at all that aspect. Where like, like man, I can just fucking love it and just be a fan of it and just enjoy it in that sense and be a fucking dork about it.
Yeah, yeah.
which I love, and I love when I get to do that with other comics who are into it as well.
And I bet you it's like for you, it's probably like a plumber. He doesn't want to talk about plumbing all his off duty
Yeah, yeah,
shift, you know? So
exactly. And like, yeah, I do love comedy. It's been a passion for a long time, but it's also like there's a lot of aspects of comedy that I don't like the way comedy is right now in a lot of aspects. Like, I don't mesh with. I don't like. I don't feel like I kind of fit in with it. That's why I'm sort of trying to carve my own way a little bit. Like,
yeah.
uh, I don't feel as much like I belong in the comedy world. I feel a little bit more accepted in the metal world than I do in the comedy. Um, I don't know if that's just me personally feeling weird about the
But
way
if you
social
look
media has made it.
But if you look back on it, like I've been a metalhead since I was a kid, and like if you looked in school, like well, I was more into punk then. So I went to I grew up in like a predominantly mixed community, I guess, but it was mostly black. And so I listened to a lot of rap, but then when I started getting into punk, everybody made fun of me. Then I got into metal and everybody made fun of me, except the metalheads. They're such a welcoming community. Like you should, you love them, you know?
But the
Metalheads.
thing is, like, I like, and like, obviously, like, metal has its gatekeeping and has its douchebag, but like, for the most part, if you're just like there to like the music, that's what matters. Like, yeah, is there racism in some metal? Yes. Is there homophobia? Yes. But from the people I've met and the people I've interacted with, and people I've connected with, have been like, doesn't matter, skin color, orientation, like,
Yeah.
it's because this is a music of outcasts. This is like where you're supposed to belong. And if like someone has a problem with it, you can find there are definitely going to be other people in the music scene who are going to be like totally cool with you.
Yeah.
And I found that like the way that I've been treated by like the bands that I've become friends with and talked to has been fucking amazing. Like Sango Sigabog let me throw the fucking murder ball
So
into
cool.
the crowd on stage at the Hammerstein Ballroom was like the coolest shit. I love those guys. And just like everyone like is like you're flying that flag for them in especially in a different like media,
Yeah.
like that's what like people will accept. Like that's what people will dig that you're doing that.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking today, like with the passing of Ozzy, obviously, rest in peace. But I was thinking today, like about how I got into metal because I was like watching some of your stand up yesterday, and I saw like Ed Norton, or is that his name, Jim Norton?
Jim Norton, Jim Norton.
Jim Norton, and then I saw Jim Brewer. I was watching a little of him yesterday, and so then I started watching your stuff, and I saw a lot of like references to wrestling, and it
Hmm.
took me immediately back what got me into metal, besides Derek Riggs's album art for Iron Maiden, was the Road Warriors and Legion of Doom. I don't know if you remember them from wrestling, but they used to come out to Iron Man, and that was like my first introduction to
Yeah,
metal. And it got me into wrestling as a kid too, and it was just so powerful. And
yeah. I just started a show where I interviewed my buddy Rob, who was one of the creators of Metal Injection,
oh, okay,
and he was a big wrestling fan. And he said that that was a big catalyst for him was wrestling WCW back in the day, or WWF, that like the intros and the rest and the bands would be on, and that was like a big catalyst. I got re into wrestling because of comedy. Like I liked wrestling a little bit as a kid, and then a lot of comedians are big wrestling fans,
okay,
and that got me back into about 10 years ago. And now it's like wrestling and metal are like the hobbies that kind of consume my and sumo. They're kind of like the hobbies that consume my life. Like wrestling, I fucking love. I go to death matches. I'm going to be taking part in a show here on the 8th that this company called Circle Six puts on, and my buddy's a no ring death is a wrestler, but he like specializes in death matches and no ring matches. Casanova Valentine, and like so, and to me, it fit like wrestling has such a good like I think correlation to metal as well, especially when you look at how like yes, are there bands that are huge that everyone knows, WWE, everyone knows that. But then like you can if you really get into it and really want to like find more, find the different types, find the gritty, find the down and dirty stuff that you really want to be a part of. Like you can find that in both in metal and wrestling. You go to shows that wrestling shows that most people wouldn't fucking know exist and will blow their fucking minds. The
yeah,
amount of the shit these guys do. Same thing with like bands. You find a small band that not a lot of people know. You feel special. You feel like you're part of something. Like that, and I get that feeling from both. Like when I go to wrestling shows that my buddy puts on, I know everyone. It's like a fucking family reunion of degenerates. It's like the best fucking feeling. And there's oh, it's the best. I love it. It is like there's bands playing, like, and it's the same feeling I get. I get being at a metal show. Like I that's like the feeling that always makes me feel like the best.
Yeah. There's a dude, he's in a band from Portugal I interviewed. His name's Ekid, and so I'd be more than happy to throw your name out there, Aoidos. And we swap each other wrestling clips from like,
Oh,
I don't follow wrestling, but like I'll watch it on YouTube, like the old stuff, like, what was his name? New Jack? And
New
like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah, stuff like that. And so like we'll send it
Oh,
back and forth to each other. And it's like so cool to just remember that nostalgia, you know?
oh, you want stuff like that? I have. All I do is follow, like most of my wrestling that comes through my story is all the deathmatch stuff that I follow. I've like forgotten that regular wrestling exists at this point. It feels like, but I follow tons of it because like I trained to be a wrestler. I do a little wrestling, so like it's a big part. So like you want to see some wild shit that you didn't know people were doing. I can send you some wild fucking shit.
Hell yeah, dude, I'm in. So like when you say you do wrestling, do you do like that kind of wrestling or like sumo you mentioned or
Well,
like
so
Greco-Roman?
about 2 years ago, I joined a wrestling school in New York called T2T Wrestling Academy to be WWE style, wrestling. Um, Obviously, I don't because of my travel, I don't get to train as specific. I don't. It's not like my main focus, but it's something I
Yeah,
love. I
yeah.
like doing it. So I've gotten to have a couple matches here and there. I'll be when I'm doing something in Toronto in September where they're booking me to like host the show. I'll probably do a couple spots, do a couple things. Same thing with so it's just something that I can do a little bit. I'm not having any 30-man iron matches. I'm not getting my face carved up. It's just like something that I really have a passion for. I want to do a little bit as I travel. Just another notch in the hat. That's something I can do. And I love it. It's just like something I love doing. And then yeah, I moved out here. I love sumo wrestling, so I was like, I'm gonna try sumo wrestling, and I've been doing sumo wrestling as well, just for fun.
I lived in Japan for a little bit and
What? Shit, I want to go to Japan so bad.
oh dude, it's the coolest country. Coolest country. But I lived on Okinawa, like an island south, and it was like a
Yeah, but
completely
Okinawa is
different.
cool.
Oh,
Isn't
dude,
Okinawa
it's
pretty cool?
oh man, it's the greatest place on earth.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
society is so respectful and like
yeah.
such nice people, man. I
Some
love
killer bands too.
from Japan,
Yeah,
dude, their bands are sick, man. Church
yeah.
of Misery is one of my favorites.
Maximum the Hormone is like one of my favorite bands.
Which one? What is it?
Maximum the Hormone,
Okay.
they're wild. But then obviously like Cruelty these days is fucking sick. But yeah, because like wrestling is huge there. I love sumo.
Yeah.
Like metal's growing. The food is so good.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been to China a couple of times, but and
Never been there.
China's really cool, but obviously like it's a lot different because they don't have the cultural things that have made it like that we share with Japan.
Sure.
As much things are a little more true, but it definitely I always tell people it's like worth checking out. It's a really interesting place. It's a
Yeah.
really cool place.
I've had a bunch of
But
buddies go there and they said it was cool too.
oh yeah, the food is phenomenal.
Yeah, so doing this, I wanted to start going to like other countries and finding things. So I've been through like Latin America and down in South America, and there's a girl in Malaysia I've been working with, and we're starting to like try to get into more Asian bands like China and Japan.
I made a post when I was in Beijing. I found this little rock. It's a little like metal store. I made a post about like, hey, what are your favorite bands from Asia? So I'll have to go through. I made it like a while ago, but I'll have to go through it because people sent me a shit ton. Some I
Yeah,
haven't checked. I never checked. There's a few. There are a few from China,
yeah.
but it's a lot tougher in China. But I'm hoping to go back because every year in March they have the city I went to, Chongqing, has a punk festival that I really want to go to,
That
which
would
would
be
be really
crazy.
sick.
Punk in
Yeah,
China?
yeah, exactly. That's like
Yeah,
to me, like that's like you got to be truly about it if you're
yeah.
gonna try to have like punk music in a authoritarian type of government like that.
It has to be wild as fuck.
Yeah, I'm hope I definitely want to go back.
So what are you like, what are your tastes in now? Like what are you listening to today?
God, I mean, like Hatebreed putting out a new song put me right back down a Hatebreed fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Because I mean, also I'm from Connecticut, so Hatebreed are like,
Were
you
you
know,
were,
the band.
were you into Blood for Blood at all?
Love Blood for Blood. I remember I can't remember when I discovered Blood for Blood. It was definitely like a little later on, but like when I discovered them, I was like, this is the nastiest, just like angry fuck you hardcore I've ever heard, and I love it. I absolutely
I was
adore it.
I was in the Marines and like we went to this record store in North Carolina and I remember I heard it for the first time on them. You used to get like a CD with like 106 songs for like $2. And I scooped it up and I heard Blood for Blood the first time and I was just sold. And my whole unit in the Marines, like I'd say like three-quarters of them were from like New England, like Worcester and like
Blood
Hartford.
Boston,
And
yeah.
so like they were all into metal and it was all like New England hardcore. And there's some New England hardcore. I review records on this site called Groover. If you're a band, send your shit over. And there's a dude from New York, New England, I want to say Boston, and he sends me a whole bunch of shit. He sends me like 10 songs at a time, and it's from like 10 different bands he's in. I don't know how he does it, but he just shits out music constantly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and his
I can
good
never just.
hardcore band called Local Hero.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Check
send
that
them
out.
over to you.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, a big ass truck. I've been fucking listening
I
to
saw
a
your
ton.
post.
I visited so much. Like, yeah, the new Malevolence album, and then like more technical stuff like Fallujah,
Yeah.
Allegiant, were like bands that I've been listening to a ton. Those guys are sick. I mean, I'm all I God. I don't think there's a Gay Creeper probably comes up on my music at least once a day that I'm putting it on.
Last year's album by them was in my top five for sure.
Oh, same. It was like them and Better Lovers were like
Ooh.
two
See,
of my best.
I thought, man, I remember the last time Every Time I Die toured, and I was like, oh man, I'll just catch him next year. I had something to do tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never I never got to see them, which I'm bummed. I sort of got into them like a little late, but I got to meet Andy Williams, and then we've been in contact, and he is one of the nicest human beings on earth because he does wrestling as well. So I had some questions about
Sure, sure.
trying to train wrestling while being a touring person and stuff like that. And he's like always has this great advice, and he's just fucking. I feel like he's my dad at this point. Like he's so nice. I know when I was on Kill Tony, he sent me a great message. I'm like, oh my god, metal and hardcore people are just fucking sweet. It's
Oh yeah.
amazing how like what sweethearts they are.
Some big
Fucking, I've been listening
satanic
to.
dudes, you know.
Yeah, I know. Entheos is another one I listen to a lot. And then like even like I, cause I listen to like a lot of metal, more metalcore stuff, things that like people would probably call you a poser to be. But like I love Architects. Um, I dig them a lot. I'm a big Coheed and Cambria fan.
Oh, I love Coheed.
I love it. Like, to me, it's like it's unique, it's different, and I love that there's like I love that there's lore and there's a whole fucking story to it. So like I'm pretty like Parkway Drive. I'm pretty all over the place, but like yeah, lately it's been a lot of like beat down hardcore. Like big
Hey,
ass truck I've had on repeat. Hatebreed's coming back into my rotation. Um, Gay Creeper is pretty much always in my fucking rotation. There, I always worry. I'm like, man, these guys are getting sick of me constantly not shutting the fuck up about them. Um,
I'm sure they can. They're
fucking
enjoying it.
no, they're such good dudes. I actually love those guys. Out of California, it's like a younger thrash band that's like really I think is going to be huge. Is Doomsday. Like those
Doomsday.
guys are fucking sick. They're so sick. They put out. I think their album was this year or last year. I keep mixing that up. They're fucking so good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's this year. It's one of yeah. So like, definitely check out that. Just like old school thrash metal. Like if you that's your like because like I feel like everyone when everything's like old school thrash metal, it's kind of like all the legacy bands have been around forever. So it's always cool when like younger bands
Yeah.
are doing that and bringing that. I got to see them they performed at the wrestling show I went to in LA. The company Circle Six that my buddy wrestles for. They performed there and they just ripped. So I'm bummed I missed them here, but like I definitely they're definitely a band I want to be like people should like check out, especially if you like Fugitive, you like Power Trip, you like old school thrash, like you're gonna fucking dig the hell out of these guys.
I'll be checking them out right after we hang up. Fuck,
Yeah,
maybe I'll interview them.
I bet you they fucking would be happy to.
Yeah. So what I was thinking was like while we were preparing, I was like, that venue I was telling you about in Pittsburgh that caters to metal,
Yeah.
they'll bring in, I don't know what you call it, like midget wrestling or mini wrestling or
There's a bunch of there's micro wrestling, there's midget
yeah.
wrestling, and all kinds of shit.
But he'll actually like use it's an old church, so like where the pews were, they took them out and they put a stage in there, and I guess they do like wrestling or I was like,
Oh
man, it would
shit,
be cool if they had like wrestling while a band was playing
that would be cool.
and have a comedian fucking open up for like be the
I
announcer.
mean, yeah, I mean that's a lot of moving parts, but like and like a lot of wrestling shows, like especially like the ones my friends put on, they have like it'll be like a match, then the band plays for a little bit, then a match.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's done that. The band plays during the match.
Think
That's pretty
about the
sweet. Yeah,
if you're a fucking wrestler and you have like Kerry King behind you just fucking
yeah.
shredding.
Oh sure. I guess the thing too is like because the wrestling there's like a lot of it too is though it's there's a lot of like pauses, just like moments for the crowd to yell stuff, and that's part
Yeah.
of it. Getting the crowd interaction, screaming of the fans. I guess that's the only. It's probably. I'm sure it's still doable. I'm sure people will fucking be. I'm sure, and I bet you someone's done it. I'm sure there's a way to do it. It'd
There's
be
only
fun.
one way to find out, Pete.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'd be fun because like it's already like a mosh pit.
Hell yeah. And then you look at some of the bands like Bad Luck Extravaganza or whatever they were called, and they're throwing like picnic tables in the pit. Come on, man, breaking
Yeah.
light bulbs over the singer's head. And
Oh my god. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
There, there's a band. It's like it has a bunch of deathmatch wrestlers in it. This wrestler named Schlack has like a band like, and it's called Eat the Turnbuckle, and they like literally. Oh, actually, they did do that. Okay, yes, that I now that I specifically remember, the band played and there was like a deathmatch wrestling show happening while the band was playing, and it's one of the most bonker things I've ever seen in my fucking life.
At
I'll have to
least my
find it.
idea was good.
No, no, for sure. Oh, and especially deathmatch fans, oh, they'll love that shit. I'll have to find a video of that and send it to you. It's fucking crazy.
I'm gonna look it up. Well, hey, I hate to cut this short. We're running out of time. I really appreciate you stopping by. I know you're busy as hell touring and wrestling and everything else. So thank you so much, man.
Thanks for having me. Hey, I always love chatting on anything metal, so it's
What if
my
we do?
pleasure.
Maybe we should do like Pete's quarterly metal report.
Totally down, 100%. I would
Yeah,
love to.
dude.
Anything that gets me to like, I need, and I like that. I like how because like obviously I do my quick little videos, but have something like kind of concrete to put out there. I would totally be down to do that.
Yeah, man. Maybe I'll reach out in a couple months, like every 3, 6 months, whatever.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
together, talk
absolutely.
about what's came out.
I am down because I can also do that from the road, no problem. Even if I'm traveling, like
Awesome.
absolutely,
Well,
absolutely.
hey, we only got 1 minute left, and if we hang up, we hang up. But tell everybody when your tour dates are. I want to get that out there.
Okay, well, follow me at Metal Pete Comedy on Instagram. That's where I'll have everything out. I'm gonna be in Arizona, the first week of September. The second through the no, sorry, the fourth through the seventh. Then I'm gonna be in Kansas. I'll be in Minneapolis. Um, and then the 19th I go to Toronto, and then I am doing like a big tour across Canada, getting everything finalized. So just follow me. I'll have everything posted
What's
once
the site
everything
again?
is
Metal Pete. What?
Metal Pete Comedy on my Instagram. That's where everything's going to be posted.
Kick ass Pete. Swing
I
through Pittsburgh.
I want to. Hey, well, if you know anyone, tell them about me so like they can book and
I'll make it happen, man.